Apple and Goldman Sachs have been fined $89 million for misleading Apple Card customers. More on that coming up, but first, big tech firms have been releasing AI tools all over their software offerings over the past year, but as it becomes ever easier to manipulate images and video with generative AI, there's been a second wave of launching companion policies to better inform people when that technology has been applied to content. Google is the latest to follow the trend. After debuting tools like the Magic Editor last spring and incorporating AI into its video editor last month, Google Photos will begin labeling visual content that has been modified with AI. Google was already tagging AI-modified images with corresponding metadata, but now a plain language statement will accompany edited photos. In the example the company shared in its blog post, there is a section at the bottom of the image details screen titled AI Info. This then lists a credit of the AI tool used to adapt the image. It will also state when an image has been modified with generative AI or when an image is a composite of several photos, without the use of generative AI, such as with the Best Take feature. The new language will appear in Google Photos beginning next week. And for a few years now, it's been hard to pin down the strategy behind Samsung's Fan Edition products. Ostensibly, they're supposed to offer high-end features at a more affordable price. However, following the Galaxy S20 FE, most FE devices haven't lived up to that promise. Whether it was the poor timing of the S21 FE or the boring hardware of the S23 FE, those phones never felt like the absolute steal the S20 FE was 4 years ago. With the new Galaxy S24 FE, Samsung is offering its cheapest entry into its Galaxy AI ecosystem. Unfortunately, a few hardware changes and a lot of AI aren't enough to overcome an uncompetitive price. Check out our entire review of the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE at Engadget.com. The Apple Card has landed Apple and Goldman Sachs in hot water. In a press release spotted by The Verge, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, said it was fining the two companies a combined $89 million over practices involving the Apple Card. The CFPB says Apple failed to send tens of thousands of disputed card transactions to Goldman Sachs. When it finally sent the transactions to the investment bank, Goldman Sachs failed to follow numerous federal requirements for investigating the disputes, according to the CFPB's announcement. Apple and Goldman are also accused of misleading customers about the Apple Card. Some consumers believe they could make interest-free payments to purchase an Apple device with the credit card, but interest charges still showed up on their bill because they were not automatically enrolled as expected. Apple is also accused of keeping its interest-free payment option off its website if the customer wasn't using a Safari browser. The CFPB also says Goldman Sachs misled customers about the application of some refunds that racked up additional interest charges. The CFPB has ordered Goldman Sachs to pay at least $19.8 million in redress funds and a $45 million civil money penalty. The company is also required to present a credible plan to comply with laws before launching any new credit card product. Apple also received a $25 million civil money penalty that will go to the CFPB's Victims Relief Fund. Apple and Goldman Sachs introduced the Apple Card in 2019, advertising it as a product that could help customers lead a healthier financial life. 4 years later, a report from the Wall Street Journal said that Goldman Sachs was starting to have doubts about the consumer lending industry and thought the venture may have been a mistake. Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Today's show featured journalism by Engadget contributor Anna Washenko and was produced by Spoken Layer. I'm Imran Sheikh, and as always, we'll talk more tomorrow.
Spoken Layer.